The Valdorian Empire had ruled the Andromeda sector for 3,000 cycles. Their crimson battlecruisers patrolled every trade route. Their weapons could shatter moons, and their shields could withstand the fury of dying stars. They had conquered 47 species, absorbed their technologies, and crushed any hint of resistance. And then came the humans. Commander Hayal stood on the bridge of the Defiance, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display floating before her. The Valdorian flagship Eternal Dominion hung in space like a mechanical leviathan, 3 kilometers of hardened alloy and plasma cannons. Around it, a fleet of 200 warships formed a perfect geometric pattern, their sensors sweeping the void for any threat. They wouldn't find one, not yet. Stealth protocols holding at 99.8%, reported Lieutenant Kivan from the engineering station. His fingers danced across the haptic interface, monitoring the experimental quantum displacement field that wrapped around their ship like a second skin. They can't see us, Commander. To their sensors, we're just background radiation. Hayal allowed herself a tight smile. Good, maintain position. Let them think they're invincible for a few minutes longer. The Valdorians had made a mistake, a fatal one. 3 months ago, they had attacked Earth's outer colony on Kepler 442b, killing 40,000 civilians in what they called a demonstration of imperial authority. They had expected humanity to bow, to submit like all the others before them. They didn't understand humans at all. Kivan glanced up from his console, his young face set with determination. Commander, the quantum core is charging. We'll be ready to decloak in 60 seconds. Status of the railgun arrays? Hayal asked. Loaded and locked. Antimatter torpedoes armed. And the new graviton disruptor. Kivan paused, his expression caught between excitement and disbelief. Ma'am, if the simulations are accurate, one shot will collapse their shields like a house of cards. Hayal had studied the Valdorian Empire extensively. She knew their tactics, their psychology, their unshakable belief in their own superiority. That arrogance would be their downfall. While they had spent centuries perfecting the weapons they already possessed, humanity had done something the Empire considered impossible. They had innovated. The quantum displacement drive, the graviton disruptor, the adaptive AI combat systems, all technologies developed in the pressure cooker of human desperation and ingenuity. When faced with extinction, humanity didn't surrender. They evolved. 30 seconds, Kivan announced. Through the viewport, Hayal could see the Valdorian fleet in all its terrible glory. Each ship bristled with weapons that had reduced entire civilizations to ash. The Eternal Dominion itself had personally overseen the destruction of the Krell homeworld, the subjugation of the Ithrian collective, and the burning of the Melodian crystal gardens. Today it would learn what it meant to threaten Earth. 10 seconds, 9-8. Hayal's hand hovered over the command interface. Around her, the bridge crew sat in absolute silence, every eye on their stations, every hand steady. They were ready. 3, 2, 1, mark. The Defiance dropped out of quantum displacement. For one perfect moment, the universe held its breath. Then every sensor on every Valdorian ship began screaming warnings. A human warship had materialized from nothing, barely 5 kilometers from the Imperial flagship. No warp signature, no gravitational wake, no warning whatsoever. One moment there was empty space. The next there was a sleek predator with weapons hot and shields blazing. The Galactic Empire never saw it coming. Fire, Hayal commanded. The graviton disruptor spoke first. A beam of twisted spacetime lanced out, striking the Eternal Dominion's shield matrix. The Valdorians had designed those shields to withstand nuclear fire, particle beams, and plasma storms. They had never conceived of a weapon that could manipulate the fundamental forces of gravity itself. The shields didn't just fail, they imploded, the collapse creating a cascade of energy feedback that rippled through the flagship's systems. Kivan's fingers flew across his console. Direct hit! Their shields are down, targeting their main reactor. Belay that, Hayal interrupted. She opened a general broadcast channel. This is Commander Hayal of the Earth Confederation ship Defiance to all Valdorian vessels. You attacked our colony. You killed our people. You thought we would submit. She paused, letting her words carry across the void. You were wrong. Stand down immediately, or we will demonstrate exactly what happens when you threaten humanity. The Valdorian response was predictable. 200 ships rotated as one, bringing their weapons to bear. The Eternal Dominion began cycling its primary cannons, each capable of cracking a planet's crust. Hale shook her head. They never learn. Khyven, activate the Ghost Protocol. With pleasure, Commander. The Defiance split. Not physically, the ship remained whole, but its quantum signature fractured into 37 identical copies, each one reading as a full-powered warship to Valdorian sensors. The Phantom fleet scattered in perfect formation, surrounding the enemy on all sides. Chaos erupted in the Valdorian ranks. Ships fired in all directions, their targeting systems overwhelmed by impossible contacts. Plasma bolts and missiles struck empty space, or worse, caught friendly vessels in devastating crossfire. Meanwhile, the real Defiance slipped through the confusion like a shark through kelp. Hale's railgun spoke. Magnetically accelerated tungsten rods traveling at a fraction of light speed. They punched through Valdorian armor like paper. Her antimatter torpedoes found engines and weapon batteries, their matter-antimatter annihilation releasing the fury of newborn stars. In 7 minutes, the Valdorian fleet was crippled. The Eternal Dominion hung dead in space, its engines dark, its weapons silent. Escape pods fled like frightened insects. Across the battlefield, the pride of the Galactic Empire burned. "Commander," Khyven said quietly, his voice filled with awe. "We did it. One ship against their entire fleet. We actually did it." Hayal stood, her reflection ghosting across the viewport against the backdrop of disabled warships. "Broadcast this engagement to every corner of the galaxy. Let them all know humanity will not be conquered. Not now. Not ever." She turned to her crew, seeing the pride and relief in their faces. "Take us home. We have a message to deliver." As the Defiance engaged its quantum drive and vanished from normal space, leaving the broken Valdorian fleet behind, one truth echoed across the stars. The Galactic Empire had learned too late that humans don't fight like other species. They don't give up. They don't surrender, they win. The end.